the cash flow section, so we have really kind of what your net income is going to be here. And then at the top, we have like what the owner is going to get, right? So the net amount to the owner, basically what we're showing. This section right here is what comes onto the magic letter. Right, so we're showing the purchase price, the monthly payment, the interest rate, the term of the loan, the down payment, the total interest paid, and then the net to the owner, which is basically the purchase price plus the interest. All right, so we're showing that to the owner in our offer letter. And then the valuation is basically what's your gross monthly income minus your operating expenses, which equals your NOI, right? Minus your mortgage payment. And that comes out to your net monthly income, which is your cash on cash return. So that's what we're looking at here. So as you can see at 300,000 to 350,000, everything is in the green, and we like green, right? So obviously on the cash, it's a little bit less than 10%, but for the most part, that's why we put the offer in at $300,000 or $350,000, is because it's over 10% cash on cash return. Now we could maybe go up on this, right? Really based on kind of what the competition is doing and the prices and holding on to this and the banks and things like that. But that's what we look at. That's what the offer is. Now, here is where we put the unit mix in. You can see that. You can see that he's got the 6x10s, the 7x10s, 10x10s, 10x15s, 10x20s, 10x30s, and 12x20s. All right, so you can see this is basically what his facility looks like, and this is what he's charging. His current rate right now, okay, is at 45 cents, right? And then just notice that we're putting also in the competition's rates for the same exact units. So on the competition tab, we put Busy Bee and Solar Light in. And then this tab right here, it just basically auto-populates to this tab. And then this is here where we have, this is Route 39. This is the prices for all the units that they have. Now, obviously, Busy Bee does not have 7x10s or 10x30s or 12x20s, so we can't compare those, right? So we just leave those here, right? We leave those here. And then the other ones we compare and get the average. And so because of that, you can see the average price per square foot is right here, and the average unit is right here. These numbers right here auto-populate back into our unit mix tab. And so you can see that the competition is at 45 cents a square foot, and we are also at 45 cents a square foot. So there's really no room to add, increase prices, right? And the truth of the matter is that, most people, if you're going to be buying a facility, you want to either increase the units or add units or both, right? And with this facility, you cannot add units and you cannot increase the price, right? The price per square foot. You can't do it because, maybe over time you can increase it by a couple bucks or whatever, but ultimately there's no instant, way to value out a property. So anyway, so that's kind of why on the info tab, you see 46 and 46 is because right here, you can't add the units, can't add any square feet, can't increase the price, right? So essentially it's valued at $360,000. That's the value of this property right now, right? So, so that's it. If you could increase, add units, you could come in and right here and say, okay, I'm going to add right here, I'm going to add 20x10s and I'm going to add 20 of those. Like if I was Busy Bee, I could calculate, how many units I could add and then put that here and it would auto-populate. You could also change the rate if you wanted to change the rate. Say, look, I'm going to add 20 10x20s and I'm going to change this to $100. Right. And if we did that, so we could say 20 of these and we're going to change this to $100. All right. So you can see here that at the bottom, you can see there's 66 units, 9620 square feet. If he was full, he'd be making about $43.60 a month. Competition's at 43.55, so we're right at the same price. We're going to add 20 units to make a total of 86 units. Once we increase those rates, the price is going to go from 43.60 to 64.95, and the square foot's going to go to 13,620. All right. And right here, this section too, we could put in, of all these, which ones are actually filled. This is really like, this is economic occupancy. Like, this is who is paying, and you know which ones are filled. So you could really look at this if you wanted to as well. All right, because there's a difference between physical occupancy and economic occupancy. So which ones are actually filled and which ones are actually paying. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of show you, that's how we're evaluating our deals. We came up with, as you can see, 300,000 for the offer, 350,000 for the owner financing. This is what our magic letter looks like. I call it the magic letter because a lot of times it works. Sometimes it doesn't though. And this right here is like essentially the letter directly to the owner, just saying this is what we came up with. And, you know, here's our 4 offers. And, you know, would you be interested in meeting with me and talking on Zoom about this? And, you know, we are offering a cash offer at 90 days and we can close in 120 days. Right. And that actually pulls from this section right here. You could change the numbers if you want. If you wanted to do 60-day close, and if you wanted to do, you know, a 90-day or 90-day close and a 60-day due diligence, that would just populate and change right here. Okay, so that's our offer letter is what that is. So every single one of these tabs is really an important tab for you to do deal analysis and to really look at all the different type of funding options that you have, right? And you want to be able to look at your valuation, right? You want to be able to look at current as is, what is this property making? What is the NOI? You know, what would I, after my mortgage, what would I make? Right. And then if it was not full and you were taking it to get it full, what would the potential be? Right. And so we can look at that as well too. And then the valuation, the after updates is really your opportunity. This is you adding those units and, you know, increasing the rates. So you could see current, potential, and after updates. So valuation, current, potential, and after updates. And so, and you could add property management fees, you could add your income, you know, so this is kind of how we look at it. And you see the debt service ratio and what it looks like, you know, and then you could change it to any one of the, if let's just say that we could do owner finance options, you'll see that now the debt service ratio is 0.4. And if you wanted to add more units or add any other income, you could do that as well. Okay. So overall, that is how we're using our deal analyzer, and that is the deal, and that's how we do deal analysis. And so I just wanted to show y'all that, and you know, let you guys know. Now, what do you guys think about this deal? Would you offer more? That is what I would like to know while I'm answering the questions. Okay.